Bonjour. In the last chapter, we learned how to use adverbs so that when we use sentences with verbs, we can add even more nuances or change the meaning of our sentences by putting in adverbs. For example, adverbs of intensity, trop, beaucoup, peu, un peu, even ne pas. Change everything. When instead of saying je mange, you say je mange trop. You're saying I eat too much. Or je mange beaucoup. I eat a lot. That adverb of intensity changes everything. We also saw adverbs of frequency. Toujours, souvent, parfois, or quelquefois. Never, jamais, or rarement, rarely. So instead of saying, how intense, how often, je mange toujours, ou je mange rarement, je mange parfois. Now we're going to look at adverbs that are just, your common run-of-the-mill adverbs. Most adverbs are formed with adjectives. You take the adjective, you add in mon, and you get an adverb. In English, we take an adjective like slow, we add in ly, and we get our adverb slowly. So if you say he is slow, that's an adjective describing a noun, he. But then if you say he walks slowly, then that is changing how we look at walk. He walks, verb, slowly. So let's look at what the book shows you. The book shows you a feminine adjective, active, sérieuse. It says most adverbs are formed by adding ment to the feminine form. So you wouldn't say actif with an F, mon. You wouldn't say sérieux with an X, mon. You would say active, activement, sérieusement. And then it shows you what happens, though, if the masculine form of the adjective ends in a vowel, you just add in ment. So if you have the masculine form absolu, you would just say, you would not put in an E, you would just put in absolument, poli, poliment, vrai, vraiment. So if it's vrai, you don't say vrai with an E, ment, that's misspelled. You just write vraiment. Or poli, poliment. And again, this may be a time where you go back into your Chapter 1 archives and learning modules, and you look at the worksheet that I gave on adjectives. And I did a worksheet on the masculine and the feminine forms, and all of the different forms of adjectives. And you might go through and just make that your adjective and adverb worksheet. Here are other types of adjectives. Ones that end in ent and ant, like évident, patient, constant, courant. In this case, you put in e to m, ent. Évidemment, patient, patiemment. You put in e, ent for it, ent, like évident, évidemment, patient, patiemment. Constant, constamment. You put in a to ment, a to ment for constant, constamment. Courant, couramment. And then you have some irregular for il est bon, he is good. He works well. Il travaille bien. C'est un mauvais étudiant. Il travaille mal. And then there's this one, gentil, gentiment. Il parle gentiment. There's also vite. Vite doesn't have an ment. If you're talking about quickly, il est vite, he's quick, il va vite. Okay, so what are you going to do with all of this information? You're going to simply work through the exercises assigned. You don't have to understand everything all at once, but you have some exercises that will help you at least begin to use this. You have exercises with the new verbs, where you answer either with rarement, constamment, or trop souvent, so rarely, constantly, or too often. As you know, you'll put that together when you're working with the new verbs. Or you have this, a good or a bad student. Does a good student, il fait patiemment ses devoirs? And this exercise helps you emphasize the difference between, here are your adjectives, un bon étudiant, un mauvais étudiant. And then you have sentences, examples, using adverbs. Il fait patiemment les devoirs. Un bon étudiant ou un mauvais étudiant. Il écrit ou il n'écrit pas intelligemment. Here they're showing you exactly how to use adverbs. They're showing you the adverb comes right after the verb. Il fait patiemment. They're showing you that if it's a negated sentence, it comes after the ne pas. Il n'écrit pas intelligemment. Il réussit brillamment aux examens. Il répond intelligemment aux questions. Il ne va pas fréquemment au cours. Il étudie sérieusement. Il parle méchamment. Il est rarement en retard. So you have lots of sentences where they're showing you and demonstrating for you how to use adverbs. And then you'll have some activities. Comment font-ils? John Mayer écrit brillamment de la musique. Paris Hilton fait rarement les courses. You have some activities that will be pushing you. I like this one. Oh, I assigned this one. I like this one the best. You have all of these different adverbs given to you, so that the weight is not on you to do all the thinking. So you have attentivement. Go through and first read through these different adverbs. And then, as you're responding to questions like, comment écrivez-vous les courriels? J'écris fréquemment les courriels, ou j'écris impatiemment les courriels. À quelle fréquence écrivez-vous des textos? J'écris constamment des textos, etc. You may want, before you respond to these questions, to also go over the new verbs. And for the new verbs, they're my 3 favorite verbs because I love communication. You actually have a tutorial, lire, écrire, and dire, to help you with these patterns. Je lis, tu lis, il lit. Nous lisons, vous lisez, ils lisent. Je dis, tu dis, il dit. Nous disons, vous dites, ils disent. J'écris, tu écris, il écrit. Nous écrivons, vous écrivez, ils écrivent. Voilà. This last lesson is going to allow you to say so much more and truly complete this journey you have taken into getting a real beginner's but solid sense of the French language. Blank, écrivons des lettres à la main. Nous écrivons des lettres à la main. We write letters by hand. Ils écrivent des courriels. They write email. Je lis les infos sur Internet. I read the news on the Internet. Vous lisez des romans. You read novels. Il écrit des textos. He writes SMS messages. Nous lisons des poèmes. We read poems. Je dis bonjour à maman au téléphone. I say hello. Good day to mom on the phone. Vous dites salut par message instantané. You say, hi, using instant messenger. Voilà. Bon travail.